Hello and welcome to another episode of PRFC Fan Show, a fan show by fans for fans. My name is Kevin, and even though Phoenix Rising had last week and this week off, it's still been a busy week. First and foremost, the USL has recognized several of our team players for the performances that they've had on the pitch. First of all, of course, is Carl Wazinski. Carl had a no-goals June, which was just fantastic. I think the first time that it's happened in PRFC history. And then to top it off, OC came in the house, and with 55 minutes left in the game and us down to 10 men, Carl still kept us not only in the game, but kept this shutout run going. They didn't score any goals, and that's what got him onto the Team of the Week and got him to be named Player of the Week. Then James Musa was on the list for Player of the Month. James, you've been a rock-solid player for us, and that was very well deserved. It was just a very tough thing to win. I think you had 13 interceptions and 10 tackles, or 10 tackles and 13 interceptions, whatever it was. Either way, it was a great record. They recognized you by having you on the list. Hopefully next time you'll actually win it. Last of all, we've got J.J. Johnson, and we all know about J.J.'s goal. I don't have to go over it again, although it's right up here. JJ, what a fantastic move. What a great kick that was. You got recognized as Goal of the Month. I don't know how that happened because you didn't win Goal of the Week, but somehow you got Goal of the Month. Actually, I do, because I was watching the voting, and I noticed that the voting, at least the way it looked, is that you were getting a lot of recognition from people who weren't PRFC fans, because people just realized that was one hell of a kick.
It's a shot, not a kick!
Stupid! Stupid!
So congratulations to you, JJ. Congratulations to James, and congratulations to Carl.
Drogba. Oh, what's in the water?
I'm very excited because PRFC Fan Show is growing and morphing. First and foremost, if you recall a couple of weeks ago, I had an interview with Tyler Terrence. He's the voice of Phoenix Rising. Tyler has a perspective across the entire USL, and he gets to do things like talk to players and coaches and at a depth that we don't get to talk to him at. So he brings some insight that I think is really interesting. Long story short is, Tyler and I were talking. He said, hey, why don't we do this on a weekly basis? I thought, that's a great idea. So from now on Thursdays, I'm going to post our discussions about all things USL and Phoenix Rising oriented. I have a couple of other things that are under wraps right now, but are going to be put together and will be announced soon. I think it's going to add a whole new level of dynamic to the show, and it will bring some things that you'll really enjoy. I mean, because really, don't you get sick and tired of watching me sit here on the video camera? You know, I see you people nodding your heads, and you know what? That just kind of hurts my feelings. But I do get it.
Drogba. Oh, what's in the water?
I mentioned at the beginning of the show that Phoenix Rising had last week off, and they started practice up again this week in preparation for the game against Fresno coming up on Saturday. There was a quick interview with Coach Rick Shantz, and it was interesting to hear what he had to say. He's fully cognizant of the fact that when they had 4 days off earlier in the season, when they got back, they were having problems. In fact, his words were that they were not sharp in practice and that they lacked energy, and they had to waste 2 to 3 days just getting them back where they needed to be. Coach is very aware of this, and so he had practice start back up on Sunday, and they had fitness tests, and he was very pleased to report that everybody came in actually more fit. I am very glad to hear this because I know on all of our minds is what team's going to show up when we go against Fresno. The USL top 6 teams are only in an 8-point spread. And it's been really weird because if you remember about a month ago, Portland Timbers 2 were in first place, and now they're in 7th place, and we've got all sorts of movement, including Reno, who hasn't lost a game since April 21st. They've won many of them, and they've drawn the rest of them. And now they are breathing down our neck for 2nd place. Now, I took a little break while I was filming to see what happened with Sacramento and Swope Park Rangers, and I was happy to see that Sacramento did beat Swope Park, so that's going to help us. But that doesn't give us breathing room, really. Well, I mean, it does give us breathing room, but we can't take advantage of breathing room. We need to go out and win. We need to pick up points, and we need to do it quick because we've got Real Monarchs looming in the distance. In fact, I talk about this with Tyler Terrence in our clip that we'll have on Thursday. Bottom line is the USL is in the Western Conference is really becoming a tight race, and we have to stay sharp. I've got faith in my boys. I was just really glad to see that our coach is on top of it and doing everything he can to make sure we are ready to go on Saturday.
Drogba. Oh, what's in the water?
Now that I've gotten a couple topics out of the way, I want to dive right into the second half of my interview with Alessandro Riggi. He has lots more good things to say, and so here we go. So you're a midfielder at heart. I was a midfielder in 1824 when I played. What do you feel like is the most important thing you have to concentrate on as a midfielder?
Well, I always consider myself like as an attacking winger.
Mm-hmm.
So what I focus on the most is producing for the team. I know that anybody who knows me knows that I'm a very disciplined character.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes maybe too serious, and that's why I like my teammates, because they remind me of that. Let loose, have fun a bit more. But I'm very disciplined. So what does that mean? It means I'll always defend for my team. That it's in training. There'll be that one action where whatever, you're exhausted or whatever the case is. But 99% of the time, I know I don't have to worry mentally about defending for the team and listening to what the coach wants. I know that I can easily do. What I focus on the most for me is my position, and my paycheck comes in and can only increase, and I can only do better if I produce.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's my job, and I take it seriously, and I want to do it because you feel good, you feel like you're contributing, and it's something important for us. So that's where my main focus is, and not playing a lot is where it gets challenging because you don't get many opportunities. Like for this year, I've only played 209 minutes, and within those 209 minutes, I have 2 goals and 4 assists. So it's impressive for myself, and I don't say that very often. But if I look back and I'm like, that's not many minutes, but that's 6 points for the team, that you help the team. 6 points, not very minutes. So that's why I tell myself, like, I'm progressing in a way, and where am I progressing? It's if there's an opportunity or a chance, I'm taking it more than my previous years where I've needed maybe 3-4 opportunities to get one result, 1 point for my team. So I'm getting better and more efficient at when I'm in a situation where I can help the team, whether it's crossing in the ball for my teammate or taking a shot myself. I've been working on it, and I'm getting better at a maturity level to take that responsibility and get the job done for the team. So that's my main focus.
And you'll have to forgive me because I keep using the term midfielder with you. It's stuck in my head. Again, it's old age. I know you're a forward. Really, you're a winger, and very different from what I played, actually. But one thing that you do that I did back in the day is you've got to do those. You've got to be able to mark a guy, and you've got to be able to loft the ball and get that ball, to him, working at full pace down the court or down the pitch, where, whatever he's doing. Do you practice that a lot while you're in practice, getting those shots, just passing the ball?
Yes. Soccer, at the end of the day, it's a repetition game, and where we learned that the most is of course Didier Drogba.
Mm-hmm.
I've been extremely lucky now. I mean, it's almost 3 years that I see him train consistently every single day. It's a repetition. This man is 40 years old. He's 40 years old. Like and he's taking over 50 shots a day.
It's crazy, right? Muscle memory is everything in almost anything.
It's for me. It's the word is like it's just impressive. Like it's really, you could see, he's been doing it for years, and I love the learning that there's 2 Drogbas. There's like the on the field and there's the off the field.
Mm-hmm. And
so like when he's zoned in, it's like he's like in his own world kind of. He's just like mastering his craft every single day. Like, like that free kick against Tulsa.
It's ridiculous.
Like, you don't like it. There's no such thing. Like there is such thing as luck, but I mean, like he gets that luck. I don't call it luck because it's just he knows he's gonna bang that in the net. Because it's just repetition. So to answer your question, it's a lot of repetition. Just for example, today, me and Frater, we stayed after training with Blair, and we took about 50 shots each. So,
wow.
With Blair doing combination patterns, quick touches, turning and shooting. We're practicing every day on, when you're on that field, that moment where, you gotta do what you got to do. You got to be able to do it and get a result. So it's, yeah, we repeat this on a daily basis, at minimum 3 to 4 times a week. And we try, or else if you're not doing it on the weekend, you might get that chance, and it might go wide because you weren't getting it every day at training.
Yeah, no, I get it. When you're running at full pace, you've got to have that feel. You got to know exactly what you got to do to get the ball at a certain point. Yeah. And I really think it's muscle memory. It's not easy to do. Plus, if you're passing to Kevon Frater or you're passing to JJ,
it's a goal.
Two different. Yeah, well, it's a goal. Yeah, but they're two different people, and you got to read them different. You got to have that chemistry with them.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's very true. That's very true.
And it's difficult to do. I think strikers are extremely talented, and they have a lot to do. I'm biased because I think the guy who can do the long pass and place it well so that you can hit the striker in stride, kind of like that pass that Messi got today, if you saw that.
Of course, I saw it. Banega.
Oh,
it's a great ball.
Absolutely insane. And that is really hard to do.
That's world class. That's why it's called the World Cup. You're not going to see that on any given Saturday or Sunday. It's
nope.
That's exactly what football is. Being there, doing it at the right place at the right time. Look, Argentina needed to win, and if you look at those 2 goals, this is just perfection. It's repetition every single day, and it makes us go crazy as players because it's like a drug. It's like you just want to keep producing. It's awesome. It's an awesome feeling.
Well, and that's the right feeling to have too, because that's really what drives the progression. Is there any dream team, if you could play for any team in the world? Is there a team that you'd like to?
That would be 2 of them. It would obviously be, for me, it would be Barcelona, and actually 3. I'll say 3. There will be Barcelona in Europe, internationally because of my Italian passport and my whole family almost being born there, would be obviously to play for the Italian national team. And at heart, as a kid growing up, it would have to be Montreal Impact.
Oh,
because
really?
my parents have owned season tickets there for like 3-4 years, and in my head, when I vision it, I kind of feel like it will happen because I see it so clearly. Just, I don't know, being in that stadium and scoring goals, and then just like turning to my parents, I could I see it clear. So I feel like, I don't know when it is, but that would be like something to have for kind of the rest of your life. That would be pretty cool. So yeah.
There is nothing better than playing well in front of family.
No,
that's
what I miss the most. I also left at a young age to Europe. Now I'm here. Like, it's always away from home. But what I miss the most is obviously, seeing the smile on my parents' face, and my brother. Like, they never skipped a game. They came to every single game. So
that's great.
It was cool.
Anybody in particular that you hang out with when you're off the clock, so to speak?
In the team?
Yeah.
Not one person regularly. I'm a person who's very to himself. Like, when I'm with my teammates, I'll spend time with them, but then I like to kind of do other things. Like, for instance, right now I'm learning how to play the keyboard.
Really?
Yeah. So it helps my mind get off the game, because what feedback I get from all my teammates and the king himself is I overthink things too much,
Mm-hmm.
So it's been actually been really liking the experience so far, learning the keyboard.
That's great.
It's like I'm kind of in like my own element, my own world. I'm like, I seclude everything, and I'm like with my own thoughts. And
so do you have like a Casio or something in your room?
Yeah,
or?
It's actually a really funny story. I was talking to one of my best friends back home about, trying to figure out what I should do, because I need another hobby, but I don't really have one. Soccer's my whole life, blah, blah, blah. And then we go grocery shopping, and I come back from grocery shopping, and I'm like, you know what, let me go take out the trash, because it's pretty full right now. So I take it off, I tie it up, and I bring it to the trash. I open the door, I slide it in. As I'm sliding it in, I see this tall thing right next to me, so I look, and I see a keyboard, and it's like super dusty. I see it's written Casio, Casio keyboard. It looked pretty old, and I'm like, that's super, because music is always, like, I always have music on all the time in my room. No matter what time it is, there's music on at all times. I love music. Music is a big passion. So I see the keyboard, and I'm like, why throw it away? Let me bring it home and let me see if I like using it. So I bring it home. I take wet ones and I start like washing it. I start washing it, cleaning it. And I press the power button and I just start like pressing notes. And it was working. So I'm like, why is this person throwing it out? Maybe they don't want it anymore. So I said, you know what? This is a sign of life telling me, you know what? Learn it.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. So I've been on it now for about a week, and
for
really
just a week now. This is like way fresh.
Very recent. Very recent. Yeah.
Well, you know what? We'll have to talk after the show. I'm a keyboardist. I played synthesizers and bands for years and years.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh
so
my gosh, that's perfect.
We'll figure some stuff out.
That's really cool. Holy crap! That's cool, man.
You know, I'm just very happy that you didn't say you play Fortnite, because
that's the rest of the team.
It is literally.
I try so hard, like even with my brother, because like he loves it. So I try so hard, like as a social aspect to like the team bonding and stuff. It's a video game, even FIFA. It's the sport I love the most. After I'm there, FIFA's the only one I can play. I can play 1-2 games, but the rest, I don't know. I'm just not a video. I'm
just a real life person.
Game. Yeah, I'm not a video game. Just not for me.
Hey, that works.
What it is.
That's work. You know, keyboards can be a lot more fun. So that
I love it.
Works out.
I don't know anything about it yet. I'm learning what major keys are right now, and I go pretty slow. But I don't know. There's something about the sound and it's engaging in your mind. You know, it's cool. There's something about it. I don't know what it is yet, but I gotta. I got my feeling that I gotta keep going with it.
Yeah,
so.
I taught for almost 17 years, and you can tell when somebody has the bug. And
small world.
You got the bug.
Yeah. No, it's I go with my feeling, like what makes my heart like pump, you know. And there's something about it. It's just I don't know. When I'm gonna be able to actually play, I feel like it's gonna be pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Is there anything else that you would want to tell the fans that they might not know about you? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but we can always edit it if you have to think for a second.
No, I mean, well, myself, I'll basically give just a little rundown. I guess as an athlete, you know, people think we have the dream life and stuff, and it is a dream life. You know, we work for maybe 4 hours a day.
But it's hard work.
It's hard work, of course. And there's a lot of traveling and all that, but it's tough as well. You know, we work very hard, and we care about our supporters because we want to put on a show every time we get on the field.
Sure.
And we know that if you guys are having fun, we're having fun, and if we're having fun, you guys are having fun. And so this is where it's cool as an athlete. This is where you see like it's important for people to come together and work together and grow together, because you can't do it on your own.
Yeah, sure.
You gotta, we need your guys' help. You guys need our help, and that'll help the club as well get to an MLS and stuff. So besides the soccer, for myself, I like to think of myself as a very, very basic person. You know, like I don't know. I just like doing simple stuff, like hanging around, like reading. I'd be lying if I said I like reading. That's my mom who tries to get me to read, but no, not that much. But I'm very simple. Like I said, I like music. I like going for walks, chilling with people, going for walks, just casual stuff, you know?
Cool.
And one thing that I do like a lot is dancing and music. And, my teammates know that. It's funny. Sometimes they try and get me to dance. And
oh, there was that Coachella Twitter video thing, right?
Coachella
I remember that.
Went to Coachella with my roommate, Cody. That was an unbelievable experience. Great music. Saw some, pretty cool artists out there. And...
I'm jealous.
Yeah.
I wanted to go and I couldn't.
It's an experience.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've been, but I couldn't go this year.
Cool.
Yeah. Great venue. Well, the venue's okay. I'm one of those snobs who stays at a hotel down the road. I'm not doing the tent thing.
Oh, we did the tent. Yeah, it was cool. That was very cool. Yeah, it's hot though. I understand why it's weird. You go through a weird transition where you kind of need to fall asleep with a hoodie, and then it hits 5 a.m. and you're like, what? Like I'm sweating, and you got to take it out, and then you're like, it gets hot.
It gets rough. So do you have anybody that you'd like to have a shout out to?
Of course, I'd like to shout out my family. Of course, my parents, my younger brother, and all my supporters, all my friends, everybody who's there for me in the highs as well as the lows. I really appreciate you guys, all the love. And if you guys ever need anything, reach out to me. I'll do my best to reach back out. like I said, everyone together, and that's how you move forward.
It's been fantastic having you here. Thank you so much for taking the time.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Really enjoy watching you on the field. You're just I think you're part of that personality of the whole team, and I look forward to seeing you have much success in the future.
Thank you. It means a lot. Appreciate it.
I really enjoyed talking to Alessandro. He's a great guy, and he seems to be one of those people who has an insatiable desire to learn more and more about all sorts of different things, both on the pitch and off the pitch. He's been great for us. You know, he has done very well when he comes in as a sub, and I wish him well for the rest of the season. Thanks, Alessandro. Appreciate the interview.
Drogba.
Oh, what's in the water?
That's going to wrap it up for episode 19 of the PRFC Fan Show. Remember, we're a fan show by fans for fans. If you like the show, please hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. We really need it in order to survive in this YouTube world. In the meantime, if you are going to be watching the World Cup, please do so at the Brass Tap in Gilbert on Sunday. Again, great food, great drink specials. We're going to live stream. There are going to be giveaways. It's going to be a great time. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed the show. Look for my discussion with Tyler Terrence coming up on Thursday. We'll see you on Sunday, or we'll see you on YouTube next time.